Good afternoon, evening, Speed Gaming. Welcome to some more Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament action. Today we have a Game 3 between Toplife and Scarlet. My name is Tracy M. With me today is Willard J. Bradley. How you doing, Willard?
I am doing just fine, Tracy. Thank you. Are you excited for another exciting Game 3 of this first round of this bracket stage of this Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament?
The Game 3, so of course. And I see Toplife using the Yoshi sprite. That's one of my favorites because he just looks so happy all the time.
It's so good! I'm a big fan of it as well. Here we are, another standard escape sequence that we get to sit through. Hopefully we'll find some goodies in here to give us stuff to talk about. Speaking of, what do you think our starting weapon's gonna be, Tracy?
Let's get a fire rod today.
Fire rod. I like
fire rod.
I also like the 3 bombs right here at Link's house, so we already don't need to farm anything off of the enemies we got. That looked like 2 red crystals in the light world.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think it was red at Hera and Eastern. Definitely Eastern. But yeah, it looked like red as well.
It could be an early pyramid fairy check, which is often an interesting location when you can get to it that early. Okay, let's see what our uncle has today. Will it be that fire rod? Cane of Samaria. Actually, I like the Cane of Samaria start. As a magical weapon, it doesn't consume resources like some other magical weapons do. Some neat strats to do, and of course, no cane search. I mean, cane search is not a nice rod search, but, you know, when you're late in game, you're looking for that cane, that's not a fun one.
Yeah, I mean, amongst the magical items to start with, if you had to, like, farm for bombs and escape, that one's probably the best, just because of how little it uses magic, and you can...
Exactly.
A single Samaria block can go pretty far away, especially against, like, the rats that all die in one hit. But since we got those bombs, we don't have to worry about that. So now, Cane of Samaria is just kind of as a weapon for clearing out these rooms.
We'll get other cool stuff.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get something to give us that early divergence in a seed. Otherwise, we're just gonna both head to Kakariko and have a good old time there.
Now, we've seen some runners that don't like to run straight to Kakariko, even if they don't get some sort of other guidance, but I don't know if I see that with these two. I guess I don't really know either one of them that well. Both they played their matches way too early for me last weekend, and unfortunately the second one didn't even get restreamed.
I feel like we've been seeing quite a few Game 3s this first round of the brackets, but, you know, the skill level and this mode in tandem kind of just leads to very even matches, I'd say. Or a lot of matches that, you know, literally come down to one decision, swaying the race in one way or another.
We did see a lot. We've seen a lot of matchups also in this first round that you would have expected much later in much later rounds. So not really a surprise that you see a Game 3 in those situations. Nice use of the Samaria block there from Scarlet, keeping the green guard away.
I like how it just walked right through it the second time.
I know, right?
Might have still been in some sort of weird iframe. I don't know. That was weird. Frame rule.
Unfortunately, just some arrows there. So, well, we already have 25 and 20 arrows, which does us absolutely no good because we don't have a bow.
Yeah, and the other thing is, this round is going to be wrapping up by the end of this week, and we still have quite a few matches left. I feel like there's even some that aren't even on the schedule yet, maybe.
There are some that aren't on the schedule. Most of them are, though. I'm sure those runners will take care of it.
Oh yeah, they better. I don't think a double forfeit is a possibility. But yeah, it's been an interesting first round. At this point, I wouldn't even call things upsets. just because of how evenly matched a lot of the runners are. You know, getting into top 64 is not an easy task.
Not at all.
You know, you look back at, you know, the beginning of qualifiers, and, you know, there were certainly a few names that didn't make the cut that I'm like, wow, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's unfortunate and surprising, but, you know, of the people that did make it through, you know, the people that made it into top 64 were all pretty expected to make it through, and yeah, it's been fun to keep track of, fun to watch, really interesting. We're still in escape, right?
We're still in escape.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, still trying to fill that gap where we're don't have, you know. The good news about the bombs in that first chest is, hey, we got bombs. The bad news is we don't talk about prize packs because, hey, we got bombs.
Yeah. Have we even seen any guards drop anything?
I have
yet?
Not.
I immediately just stopped paying attention to that aspect of the game.
I'm guessing there were some arrows involved because otherwise I'm not sure we'd have this many. But otherwise,
oh yeah, where that five pack came from. All right, let's see. What are we gonna get in the back of Escape using those 3 bombs? I mean, we're all hopefully we get a couple more bombs because, you know, you need at least 3 to get through all of Kakariko and then some. A shield, a heart piece, and a heart piece. Wow, this Escape
not
has had
very interesting. So
nothing.
Yep, we got a cane. I mean, it could be worse. Could have been Cane of Burna, in which case we got nope. Would have gotten no progression. Hey, it looks like the rats just happened to be the 8-bomb prize pack if they'd wanted to farm it.
Oh, really?
We just saw. Well, I mean, we just saw a fairy, and I assume that we saw what must have been a heart before that, which would indicate the 8-bomb would come up eventually.
You know, getting that 8-bomb wouldn't have been too bad, but at the same time, oh, nice lamp. All right,
nice lamp.
There's
a nice item.
something. I mean, that gets us to
source.
the vanilla big key chest in Eastern right now. That's it. That's about it.
That's it. But it is a fire source, so you know, if the fire rod is late to show up, we do have the lamp for our fire source. A lot of people poo-poo the lamp. I think it's actually a really useful item. Yes, it's skippable, but I think most runners would rather have it as long as they don't have to go super out of their way for it.
I know I would, just because that fire rod torch glitch against Ganon can be kind of scary.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's one interesting thing about this mode is that, you know, the nice 300 here in the Lost Woods, depending on what Uncle gives you, can kind of really change how the rest of the seed kind of plays out. Like, you know, early fire rod also does about the same as lamp, though it does give you, you know, a weapon, but you know, early hammer, all of a sudden it's like, oh good, I don't have to worry about looking for this in Pod or Ice Palace later.
Yeah, it's always a nice feeling.
But when you get Kata Samari, it's like, well, I'm not going to need this for another hour, so...
Yeah, pretty much. It does some nice things in places like Skullwoods and Pod.
And Ice Palace, yeah.
Where you... Oh, and of course Ice Palace. Of course, we may not get there for an hour, too, if we don't see a Fire Rod or a Bombos. Not to mention Mitts and Hammer, but...
Are you saying that these runners are going to need a couple more items?
I think they need a few more items, yeah.
Well, maybe a few more items will show up here in Kakariko. There is...
Well, let's hope so, since Escape was pretty dry for us.
Quite a few chests in here. What do we got in blind? So we got the flippers, so no Houlihan. There's a red boomerang, so we can check our stun prize. A $20. And a heart container, which is good. You know, 3 hearts
It's not a bad start.
It's pretty low. We want some... we want some health.
Yeah, I would take all those rupees for our Scarlet. Already having that 300 rupees and the flipper showing up, I'm already thinking in terms of getting to Zora at some point and doing that area in one swoop and not having to go back because you don't have the money. I didn't see if Top Life grabbed them, but you know, every little bit counts.
I think Top Life skipped him as well, just grabbing half. I think the 300 does help. We just need to find another 300. There's a sword.
Sword is good.
Also, I like how both runners are gonna like use their last bomb here, and then hopefully get build it. There's that bomb boost you were just talking about.
Yeah. Okay, Ice Palace. Let's go. No.
There's 50.
And there's the bow. Okay, so we're gonna hit Eastern pretty early here.
Yeah, that's coming up probably
completely in logic, and it's a crystal.
I would see that. even before South Shore at this point.
Oh, for sure. I have noticed, strangely, in this tournament, we've had a lot of seeds where we've had bow and lamp and crystal eastern. Like, that never happens to me. Like, one of those is always missing, and usually if it's bow and lamp, it's the crystal part. It'll just be a pendant.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing about this. With 3 crystals in the light world, that means that there's going to be 3 pendants in the dark world, which means we're not going to be needing some things to beat this game, potentially, but it also opens up the possibility of having to dive those less than ideal, longer pendant dungeons looking for items, potentially.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of, a lot of people like the swamp or the turtle rock pendants, but I kind of like it when those are crystals because it just gives you an excuse to go in there and get the items. And of course, swamp, if you don't have a hook shot, and if it's a pendant, that always scares me because I don't hover. That's a flute sitting there in the library, so we're gonna be probably coming back for that unless Misery Mire turns out to be one of those pendants.
Well, that's the thing, is we don't know yet, and as soon as we get to the Dark World and we see a pendant Mire, all of a sudden you're thinking, wow, okay, well, boots and GT, great, cool, thanks.
Yeah, and we see a Master Sword sitting there on the race game, which puts our favorite Tower Wizard in logic.
Ooh, yeah, just a Moon Pearl away from getting to the Dark World and actually doing stuff. And with that early bow, you gotta maybe be even thinking about Palace of Darkness as an opening play once you get into the Dark World.
I'll tell you, though, it makes me feel even better that Eastern is that crystal that I want to full clear anyway, because if it's a pendant, it's one of those things where do I do pendant Eastern? Do I do Agate Tower? Now, no Moon Pearl. You don't go to Agate Tower at all early, but we also don't have a glove or a hammer, so it could come into play.
Oh, and with that shovel, we're going to head on over and dig up that probably very useful item, or heart piece, one of the two.
Or red rupee, or arrows.
Or 10 arrows. It's
that is a useful item. That is a glove.
That's pretty good. I like that both runners also utilize their information of the game to check to see if there was a bomb drop in these bushes. There are 2 bushes diagonal from each other that have a chance of dropping bombs, and each of them getting a couple bombs along the way. Scarlet going to go ahead and head South Shore. Well, this might be the same play for Top Life, just with a save and quit, or this might be the Eastern play.
I do like the Eastern play here, but South Shore, I mean, pretty standard. Nothing wrong with it. Only on 4 hearts. I mean, Eastern, typically in vanilla, you'd only be on 4 hearts. So, a 4 hearts Eastern should be fine. But, maybe you get something good here. Maybe you get the boots, makes it faster. There's just some little things that could help you out. And you're going to do this afterward anyway, so I don't think it's gonna cost you a ton of time, unless Top Life, unless there's nothing here and Top Life Cosmic Brains is and just never goes here. But I can't see that happening.
Well, now I don't even know if Top Life's going to Eastern, because this might just Hobo then back down to Lake Hylia, but
it could be. I mean, I guess you could. It'd be an interesting routing decision, but I guess you could go Ice Rod Cave and then work your way to the west. Scarlet, in fact, going to Agina's Cave right now. I definitely did not see that coming.
No. I mean, here's the thing. If we are looking at a potential Agate Tower, you want to cover all your bases before committing to that. And if
that's fair.
All you have left is Agate Tower. This is assuming we find Moon Pearl already. If all you have left is Agate Tower or Agina's Cave, and you're like, what if that's where my hammer is for Dark World?
Yeah. If it's the Moon Pearl I'm still missing, I'm doing Agina. But if it's the hammer, I'm probably doing Agate Tower. So if this turns out to be that hammer, nope, it's just 20 rupees.
As expected.
Of course.
But at least that check is out of the way, and who knows, depending on how the rest of this light world goes, Top Life might make that trip over there as well. But now the question is, where does Scarlet go next? This is going to be an Eastern place, so both of them skipping out on Mini Boulder and Cave. There are a good chunk of items over there, but this is a completable crystal dungeon. You have to do it. Might as well do it.
Yeah, full completable, fully in logic. So often Eastern is not in logic, because so often we're missing that lamp. But not today. Scarlet looks like she's going to go ahead and check Saha's closet first. Interesting note, in their first race, Top Life never did do this check.
Oh, really?
Cause you see how he went in through the rock there. I didn't see that part. Like I said, that race was way too early for me to wake up for the beginning of it. But Later turned in the green pendant and still didn't even notice that it wasn't bombed out. And that's a mirror. So last time in game 1, it didn't hurt him, but if he skips it this time, probably going to hurt him. That mirror, no guarantees required. We don't know if there's swamps of crystal or not, but certainly not something you want to leave behind. His comment when he found out, because he didn't skip it on purpose, was "Oops."
Oops. That's an easy thing to do. Like, I'll skip this now and come back later, and then it's forgotten forever.
Yep.
It's like playing across keys, and you find that dungeon. Didn't write it down for some reason.
Oh, been there, done that.
40 minutes later, oh yeah, it was at the left side of desert.
Yeah, and 20 minutes looking through your VOD to figure out where it was. Maybe not 20 minutes, but definitely a time sink looking through your VOD.
Oh yeah. Alright, I want to see what this was in the first chest. Okay, that was a big key. I saw something yellowish gold. I was like, oh, is it the mitts? But never popped up on the tracker, so...
No, we got Akuhaish on the tracker. He's taking care of everything, filling that MVP role that I always talk about, because they're super important.
Mm-hmm. So the mirror is interesting. I mean, now the question is, when you get that mirror after Eastern, do you head up the mountain or do you continue with the South Shore play? Because you head up the mountain.
I mean, you can do Hera. Hera is a crystal, so you can, and it's the the red crystal. But
it's the other red crystal.
If you don't get a hammer or a hook shot, you can't really do the rest of the mountain. And if that hammer or hook shot's sitting there mini Moldorm, then that's an extra climb up the mountain. So I think maybe I do mini Moldorm and that stuff first. But certainly it wouldn't be a bad decision to go to the mountain first, because maybe those items are just there, or maybe those items are in the Dark World. We don't know.
Well, the other thing is, like, if you're going to go South Shore, I mean, at that point, would you be hoping you had enough money for Zora just to do that one go, or... Yeah,
I'd be hoping. In fact, I'd be hitting up the 90 rupees in here just to make it a little bit more likely that I can do that. In fact, Scarlet, if she does that, will have enough just from those rupees to get to 500, so we'll see if she does it. A lot of people forget about this rupee room. Yeah, Topplife either forgetting or just doesn't want to do it.
I'm sure Topplife is aware of that 90 rupees and is just like, that's not enough to get me to 500. I'll just keep going. Besides, mini Moldorm Cave. That's 5 checks.
It is.
Chance we'll get some money there too. Maybe.
And Topplife hasn't even done the dam yet, so.
Well, I'm hoping that we get maybe a little divergence after this Eastern.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
I would like that. I'd like to see that. Going for the Ice Armos setup for the Armos fight. It's a mushroom.
A mushroom. A nice to be determined item.
Okay.
And look how happy Yoshi is getting that crystal,
He's so happy.
Scarlet also skipping the 90 rupees, so it may be that Zora's just not on their mind, either runner's mind at this point.
I can't imagine it not, though, when you have both flippers and the glove. Right?
Okay, Topplife looks like he's heading over to Saha, so that's good. He'll get the mirror.
Yeah, here's the question. Do you go south? Topplife hasn't been South Shore at all.
No.
Or do you go north? Start at Sank. Check what's at Lumberjack for some reason. You never know.
A lot of people like to do that Lumberjack check on their way up to the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 3 times you go to... Yeah, there's 3 times you go to Lumberjack. You go on your way up to the mountain. You go at the very beginning because you're checking your tree poles and your bush crabs so you don't have bombs or rupees. Or you do it when you get boots and you're doing things like bonk rocks.
Or you do it when you check Bumper Cave and then you mirror and check it.
That's another good one.
All right, this is a quick mushroom turn in. Doesn't even have to set up the fake flipper to get to this pool because has the real flipper.
But does he reset if this is nothing? Because we do have the Cane of Samaria to do a fake flipper when we have access to the magic bat, which we don't until we have that hammer or Dark World access to the mirror.
But this could be something useful.
Only mushrooms often lead to something useful.
Need a hammer or a hook shot or a moon pearl. What are we gonna have today? It's nothing.
And he's just gonna keep it. Okay. Scarlet gonna do the same thing. We'll see if she resets those 5 rupees. And Scarlet showing us that swimming in this game is hard.
I don't really understand why you wouldn't reset.
No, I don't either. I mean, it's not even slow at this point because you're just going back here.
Yeah. I don't know, we've also seen races where you don't find the powder and you end up using like a fake powder at the top of GT with the mushroom.
Yeah, that can also be a thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, look, and now if Toplife had got that 90 rupees, he's sitting at a good 500. There's a reset on Scarlet.
Yeah, there's a reset.
So it's something to think about later on once we find that hammer, but for now, we're heading to South Shore. Scarlet heading up the mountain, so we are getting that divergence that I was hoping for.
It makes sense because she's the one that already did some of these checks. I didn't quite make it to Mini Moldorm, but has done the dam already.
A little bit short on that bomb drop. What are we gonna get at Mini Moldorm Cave? Are we gonna just head up the mountain? Or are we also gonna see what's on Lumberjack on Scarlet's side? All right.
No, she doesn't care about that right now.
Feels like these players are playing a little less thorough. Skipping, cutting a few corners here and there.
Yeah.
Like skipping out on the Eastern rupees. There's 100 rupees in Mini Moldorm Cave.
Okay, well there you go. We got 100. We've got Zora money now. Of course, what we don't have is pod money after Zora money. So there's always that to think about if that Aga play starts become a thing. Because with that bow, and the bow so often means that it's pod that we're needing to go to, not Eastern, because pod has a lot more behind that bow. Potentially everything. Well, I guess one check is never behind the bow. If that first check isn't a small key, then everything else is behind the bow.
So Toplife skipping out on Ice Rock Cave, finds nothing in Waterfall Cave.
Maybe knowing where that flute is, he figures he can flute over there later if it becomes necessary.
Yeah, just these corners being cut. Also finding nothing up here either so far for Scarlet. So our answer is either in Ice Rock Cave or in Eastern or
Zora itself.
Zora itself, yeah.
Okay. I don't know the sprite Scarlet uses, but the mushroom being the bunny sprite is hilarious.
All right, Zora, what do you got? Moon Pearl, hammer, hookshot? Nothing? Nothing. And there goes all of Toplife's. So here's the thing. If they only find the Moon Pearl up here, Toplife is going to be a little low on dollary dues. I think. He
is.
Stop. Okay, yeah, he's very short on money. If Pod ends up being the play, which, at this rate, kind of looking like it's going to happen.
Yep, we did see the big key, so we don't have to worry about doing the basement. No hook shot for Harapot. With the big key, that's not that big a deal because the Harapot only saves a little bit of time with the big key. Saves a lot of time if the big key's in the basement, but also runs that risk of orphaning the big chest item.
I always forget about using that whirlpool to check Ice Rock Cave. Some very interesting routing on Toplife's side, which is always fun to see. Probably not faster than just doing Ice Rock Cave first, but...
Maybe if he'd found something in Zora, he just wouldn't have come back here.
Yeah.
Getting that tricky bomb jump. It's not a hard bomb jump, but it is a scary bomb jump since you fall 2 floors if you fail it.
Just a fire shield here in Ice Rock Cave, so yeah, we are running out of stuff. Did we even get anything here in Tower of Hera yet?
I don't think we've gotten an item yet, so...
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, you'd be... Moon Pearl would obviously send you to Aga, but then you gotta be thinking, okay, man, just give me the hammer now, or give me the hook shot, and I'll get what I need over in East Death Mountain. Give me the boots.
Boots would be good. Boots would get you that flute.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the flute opens nothing without mitts, since we can already get to the mountain. Oh, hi, hammer.
Okay.
That's
huge. All right, so no Aga then.
No, we're still missing that moon pearl. That moon pearl on the pyramid is not done yet.
Nah, that never
but
happens.
we got East Death Mountain. That's a nice 8 checks coming up, so we should be fine. It will, of course, be whichever the last check we do is, because that's the way the moon pearl likes to hide.
So Spiral Cave and Paradox Cave. Very likely that pearl's going to show up here pretty soon.
We're going to check Floating Island.
It's just 20 bucks.
It's nothing. We can ignore it. Never have to go there.
Oh, this is going to open up. Oh, we didn't even... I don't think Scarlet even checked the Dark World when heading up to Hera, so we still don't know what our pendant dungeons are. I want to know!
I do too, but I never remember to check it there either, and then I'm kicking myself later. Yeah, I should have checked it.
I want to know. Give me the goods. All right, Spiral Cave, what do you got? Oh my gosh.
Ooh,
just a single arrow. Topplife getting bouldered horribly on the way up.
Those boulders are awful.
Holy cow. Well, I mean, here's the thing. If Scarlet finds the moon pearl over here, could even potentially skip Mini Moldering Cave for the time being.
Oh, yeah.
That's the wrong cave.
Actually could, I mean, with that mirror, could do Hype Cave and then go south with the mirror, and mirror right in front of Mini Moldorm, so that would be a choice as well.
Check your map.
Ah. Yeah, I'm not the only one that forgets to do that. Ice Rod.
Ooh.
Our freezing weapons. Don't know if we need either one of them right now.
2 things for Pendant T-Rock. Perfect. Oh, that Moldorm blocked that boomerang shot. There's our first bottle with a B in it. What else we got? There's our moon pearl. And
Not
another
quite
bottle.
The last item, but pretty darn close.
It's a really good spot, Paradox Cave. Okay, all right. 26 minutes. We're finally heading to the Dark World. Looks like we're heading straight to Hype Cave. Now, let's see finally what our pendant dungeons are going to be. Scary thing right now is, you know, we could do a Hookless Swamp. We can full clear all of Pod. We have all of Village of Outcasts and Thieves Town we can do.
Pyramid Fairy.
Do Pyramid Fairy immediately? Okay, Pendant T-Rock, Green Pendant Thieves, Pendant Mire. So that starting Samaria may not be required if there's nothing in T-Rock or Mire. I love it. And yeah, those boots probably somewhere up in GT at this point, and we're not going to get that flute at all.
That could be. I could also see either one of them doing a since Pod is a crystal, just drag that big bomb over to the pyramid right now. Get the 3 items over there. Head into Pod from there. We'll see if Scarlet does that, or she still has South Shore, or the rest of South Shore. So we'll see if she heads over to Mini Moldorm with that mirror. Nope. I think this is going to be the Pyramid Fairy to Pod play.
Yeah, I can kind of get behind skipping Mini Moldorm Cave for the time being. I mean, you know, you want to move along to the next set of the next chain of items.
Yep.
So, you know, okay, now I'm only checking stuff that's locked by Moon Pearl for a bit. But yeah, both these runners working with a little low health. Did Scarlet just use a potion?
I don't know. I mean, she got the blue potion as well as the bee over there in the Paradox Cave, the 5 chests. So she did have one. 5 hearts is a little scary in Pod. I mean, it's not the worst, but not great either.
Yeah, use that, I guess. Use that blue potion immediately. What do we got on the pyramid? Just, ooh, a heart container.
I think I grabbed this at this point.
I would grab that, sure.
If it was a heart piece, I'd probably leave it. But a heart container at this point, yeah, full heart.
Ooh, okay, well.
Well, that early Pyramid Fairy did give us something, and just a bee in our bottle, and a tempered sword. Okay, nice Pyramid Fairy.
This was vanilla swords, all right. Well, I can't imagine Topplife not immediately doing that as well, just because, you know, when you have that early Pyramid Fairy access, and you haven't checked the pyramid, and you don't want to isolate pyramid, then yeah.
And the routing just makes sense. especially since he hasn't even done the since he already did mini Moldorm and all this stuff in that area.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, with this set of dungeon info, you know, we're gonna need that hook shot
And a fire rod.
and a fire rod.
And
that's it. That's it. 2 items from Go Mode at 30 minutes.
Let's go.
Time to full clear the whole game looking for it.
What happened? Well, we know the fire rod can't be sitting on head, but that hook shot sure could be.
Ooh.
That would be awful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do also have that Bombos already, so we could go for the fire rod in Ice Palace.
Yep, that is not an unusual location for the fire rod.
So there, you know, there's an upside and there's a downside to seeing like both Meyer and T-Rock.
Yep.
Being pendants is that it eliminates a lot of required items, which means that you generally end up having more. You know, you're looking for less items, but you still have the whole game basically to look for them.
Yes, that's right. I mean, and the worst part is with that flute sitting there on the library, you want boots. You really do, but you don't really want Meyer to open up. So you kind of want your boots to show up on path after you found a fire rod, after you found a hook shot.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what shows up next, and especially getting the mitts immediately. Like, that opens up so much more of the Dark World already. Like, we just scratched the surface of the Dark World, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, now do all of it.
Yeah, and of course, everybody's favorite green pendant, Thieves Town. Oof.
Yeah,
the worst. Where if you go there, it has nothing, and if you don't, it'll screw you. It'll get you one way or the other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we might need those boots for Desert. Chat rightly pointing out.
I always forget about Desert because it's such a forgettable dungeon.
It is.
So okay,
also, I mean, we might need the flute for Desert if we don't get a book. So
that's true. Yeah.
So we are missing at least one more item.
Okay.
Boots for Desert access, the flute mirror way, or a book.
One of the things that makes that dungeon interesting is just because, A, you don't know if, like, there's 2 sets of ways to get to it via book or via, you know, flute mirror. But you don't know if you can do it until you get inside and find out if you need the boots. I mean, it's a relatively short dungeon, but it's such a complex dungeon.
Okay, Topplife did get his big bomb, so he will be able to get all these goodies. Of course, Pod always giving us a bunch of small keys at the beginning. Fortunately, we have a mirror. Mirrorless Pod is just awful.
Yeah, though it wouldn't be bad in this situation just because your health is so low that you could Death Warp pretty quickly. Using a bomb to hit the switch. Clipped that red hard hat beetle out of bounds and down the hole. That was cool.
Don't see that every day.
I miss it. Did we catch any items? Did we see the 2 items in the front?
I don't know that we did.
Okay. I was not paying attention. Oops. Too busy talking about Desert.
It happens.
Here's the thing, though. Topplife does not have pod money.
No, he doesn't. So Catfish?
Guess we're going to Catfish and then going elsewhere. So if Scarlet finds something here in pod, that could give them a, you know, an early lead, an early advantage. So far, I don't think we've seen anything yet. You know, maybe that was part of the reason for Scarlet's routing. Like, I don't want to go to Zora because then I'm not gonna have pod money. And
yeah, she could have pod money right now if she'd gone for all the rupees sitting there in the rupee basement, but kind of slow. So don't blame her for skipping it. This. I mean, she's got enough stuff to do that by the time Zora becomes a better option than what she already has, she'll have money. Oh, hi, book.
Okay.
I guess if you're top life, you head
guess
over to Desert because you still don't have pod money.
Yeah, you go there now. Get that info. So, all right, we have two of our, I'm going straight to Ice Palace.
Or
Okay,
you go to Ice Palace.
this is fine because you're right here. You might as well.
Yeah.
And he does still have that blue potion, so.
I mean, Tempered Sword with the bombos and the cane. Could be hookshot locked, which really isn't that interesting at this point because we do need the hookshot for Swamp Palace. And with Cane of Samaria, any issues arising from hookshot lock to make your traversal through the dungeon more difficult just don't occur. So
here's the interesting thing. Scarlet did check like Agnes Cave. That's kind of you could kind of put Agnes Cave and Catfish in kind of the same category of one-offs that are and Ice Trap Cave. Those are all three like one-offs that are awful. Yep. And unfortunately, nothing at Agnes Cave, and then Catfish has something. But the fact that Scarlet hasn't done Zora yet will kind of make that play a little bit better, but still doesn't have the money for it. So, but here's the thing: find the boots, get the flute. Don't need that book.
That's right.
There's an out. So,
and like we point out, and like chat point out, that those boots might be required for the dungeon anyway.
Mm-hmm. And we've seen many, many times that the book just kind of leads you to a bunch of useless checks on the tablets and just wastes your time.
It sure does.
More to be revealed. Let's see this icebreaker as Scarlet takes on Helmsar King.
There it is. So far, just 50 rupees at Ice Palace. So that's our first item.
Nice call for Scarlet to hold off on breaking that mask just so it despawn the fireball attack. It's always important to keep track of how many hits you've done. But yeah, nothing in pod at all.
Yeah, nothing at all. I feel like that big Q is early, so if Top Life can manage to go mode pod, he'll save a bunch of time in there.
Top Life already finding 2 of the 3 items here in Ice Palace. Nothing of value there.
Does get the big key, which is important because since he didn't hit the switch, he's not going to get the one bad layout, which is 3 items right away and a big key sitting in iced tea.
Alright, where are we heading? Looks like Ice Palace might be the play for Scarlet as well, based on this routing.
Well, she doesn't have another good dungeon choice. No book for Desert. No Fire Rod for Skull Woods. No Hookshot for Swamp.
And so no interest in Thieves Town.
And yeah, no, and leave Thieves Town for later, because the more you can put that off, the better decision you can make on whether to actually complete the dungeon, depending on what you see in the first part of it. No good items in Ice Palace, so.
Nope. They're both Ice and Pod have nothing, but
yeah, but it was a good layout because didn't have to go to Ice Tea, which is always a good feeling.
Mm-hmm. Shouldn't have too much trouble with this Cold Serified Bombos to break the shell, and then Tempered Sword to just wail. Oh, gotta be careful now. Down to basically 1-hit KO against the Puffs. Gonna go ahead and use that blue potion just in case, and back down to 1-hit KO. That ice, yeah, that's the unfortunate thing about using Bombos is the timing can kind of not work in your favor, and you get hit by an icicle while you're charging up. I don't know if that exactly was the case here, but gets through it. Gets another crystal, and question is, where are we going now?
I gotta believe Toplet goes to Desert, follows that book. He hasn't done a Giza's Cave, so it makes that check free as well.
Or
still doesn't quite have pod money.
No, I don't. That's the rough thing. Is like maybe if Top Life already had the other 2 go mode items, Hookshot and Fire Rod, that go into Desert just to see if it's completable is a good idea. Right now I'd probably just go Village.
You can go Village, okay.
And at least knock out some overworld checks.
And there's a lot of overworld checks here, and First 4 are Thieves Town, kind of like Overworld. Overworld where you might not get anything, but it's pretty rare to see 0 items in the front of Thieves. I would say 2 is pretty common.
And yeah, Toplife could even do the Smith Chain all the way down to Purple Chest, Bombo's Tablet, into Desert, Agnes Cave.
It's not even that bad.
The whole shebang. I mean, it's pretty bad without boots. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, in some sense, though, like if you're gonna have to drag that chest anyway, and yeah, normally you'd be able to leave it behind after a certain point and just run to the guy. But if you're dragging it anyway, at least you're not losing extra time by not being able to run, except for that very end part.
Where's all the money in this game? Holy cow!
I don't know. We got that 1-300 at the very beginning. I think that's been about it. Not even going to open Thieves Town yet. Could also dip Skull Woods. The only 2 items in Skull Woods, though. You might not be able to get both of them. Might not be able to get either one. Well, that's pretty rare.
Graveyard Ledge could also go to Super Bunny Cave.
Yeah, if the hookshot is sitting there in Super Bunny Cave, then ouch, because you don't want to go up there until you have hookshot to do hookshot cave as well.
Ooh, unfortunate. A little too early on that spin for Scarlet, and this fight is already out of control and already a one-hit KO basically. So
careful.
Gotta be very careful. A couple more. Okay, there's one. This is almost like getting hit by the icicle, like, saved her from getting hit by a puff.
Well, iframes will do that.
Can't take another icicle. Can't take any damage at this fight. At this point, I do not want to see a cold stare death. Oh, 2 down, 1 to go.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
Meantime, we did see a bottle on Sick Kid. Begs the question why he need our bottle, but whatever.
Alright, now the question is, where's Scarlet off to next? I could see Scarlet going for the same route, maybe.
Yeah, I could see it too.
Another heart container. Don't mind if I do.
He doesn't have that book for Desert and Toplife. Wanting more money. Still not enough for Pod.
Are we gonna see the archery?
We are gonna see. Oh no, we're not. Oh, I wonder if he walked right by there, trying to make us think he was gonna go there, but no, he's gonna go do Smith.
So at this point, obviously, we're not seeing any of Thieves Town on Toplife's side, which is understandable. We see on Scarlet's side getting rid of all that magic.
Yeah, there's that fake powder's coming.
Fake powder. That could be a huge play if it ends up leading to anything. It rarely does, but it could, and that'd be interesting because powder. Who knows where the heck that thing is? Ooh, nice find. Hookshot on the Smith.
Okay, now Fire Rod away, plus whatever. Well, Toplife Fire Rod and maybe Boots, and just 10 bombs sitting there on that bat. And we get these slow hammer pegs.
So this route's going to work out pretty well for Toplife. Going to go down, turn in Purple Chest. You know, could even do, and then either do Bombo's Tablet while you're right there, or do Swamp, then Bombo's Tablet, then Desert.
Yeah, I like that.
So this works out pretty well.
And Scarlet also turning in that bottle and buying a red potion.
See Zora money.
She's never going to Zora. I don't think we're going to see either Mini Moldor or Zora on Scarlet's side at this point. And to be fair, it's definitely one of those locations where if you've put it off this long, you're definitely doing the, well, if it's there, I've already lost thing.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh,
Oh, hello,
okay.
Fire Rod.
Oh, wow.
So maybe we're in go mode?
We might be in go mode if Desert is not boots locked.
Top Life might be in go mode. Scarlet's got a little ways to go because she needs not only that Fire Rod and that hook shot, but she also needs a desert entrance of some sort.
So this was the route. This was the good route. Catfit, not have enough money for pod. There's your pod money.
Yay, we can get into Top Life can get into pod now.
Well, now, if you're top life, you go straight to desert.
Yeah, I think I'd want to know. I want to know if it's me. I want to know.
Because that would be nuts. If it's not boots locked, then you get a go mode desert, pod, swamp, skull. That's a lot of time save.
So that flute's not baiting you into anything because the flute's behind the boots. So if you find the boots, you might not even pick up the flute depending on where you're at in the game at that point.
Nah, you wouldn't even worry about it. It'd take too much time to even activate it, to go get it or activate it. Okay, coming up, this is going to be our big moment of truth. Do we need the boots? Or are we watching an execution game on the left side of the screen for the rest of our time here? I mean, obviously, I want it to be boots locked because I want this race to last a little bit longer and be interesting. Ooh, unfortunate on Scarlet's side, getting bopped by the mini Mold Run back into the hole and then not having enough help to do the bomb jump again, so having to take a death there.
At least it doesn't cost a ton of time. You're not getting pushed back very far. Okay, top life. Let's get into desert. Let's see what we got.
Look at that face. Oh. Alright, we did see one of the items in Skullwoods, just a big 20. Still looking for that second one while we're here. It's going to be in the back.
Has she done the middle yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. Is
Moment
this our big or our small key? It's not.
We are boots locked.
This race is not over yet.
Not at all. Top life gonna go check the desert ledge here.
And if you're top life right now, you're sad. You're upset. You're like, come on, man. Just come on, let me be done. But if you're us watching at home, you're
keeps
thinking,
the race interesting.
Heck yeah, let's go.
Keeps. Yeah, this would have been a hard one for Scarlet to come back from at this point. Although there is the old, the 1 in 22 that Torch has the big key, which we don't like to talk about when we don't have boots and don't have a guarantee of getting boots. But now we know we're getting boots, so it doesn't matter if the big key is sitting on that torch.
And yeah, I mean, unless the boots are on Ether Tablet, I don't think we need that book anymore.
No, not likely.
So,
like top life is going to go into swamp.
It's going to work out in Scarlet's favor because I don't imagine this is going to lead to a catfish check.
Maybe. Still doesn't have Zora money, but could do catfish and all the other Zora area stuff all at the same time.
Color me surprised.
And Top Life's still having to do pod. So we're fairly even at this point if she gets that book right now. Or maybe this is a potion pickup? She'll get her even further away from Zora money, which might keep her away. I don't know. Hey, this is something that I don't understand. You have enough money to buy 2 blues. Why do you buy a blue and a green?
Because the green one's cheaper. I don't know.
Now, granted, her money isn't great, but I've seen people with like 1,500 rupees. They'll go green and they'll go blue then green. I'm just like, why? Why? You're not gonna run out of money. She is going to go over here and get her book. And of course, the age-old question is topplife going to go left side first or going to go to the back first? Now, I would say go to the back first because you're go -1 at this point.
Yeah, and if the boots are just in the back, then you
never have to worry about the left side. With Diver Down making it a little it's still not fast. Like, the idea that it's that much faster with Diver Down, I think is false. It is faster, for sure. But fast, no. Okay, where is Scarlet headed? Is she gonna head over? Follow that book?
She was about to go do desert, but it was like, let me do Bombos to desert or something instead.
Unfortunately, not hitting up the Smiths and not gonna get that hook shot.
Yeah. So we have quite a few places that these boots can be at this point. You know, we have Green Pen at Thieves Town. We have all of Dark Death Mountain, Spike Cave. Well, actually, I don't know about Spike Cave.
Rock, yes.
Charter Rock. Yeah,
but Mire, no.
Full clear T-Rock.
Can't be in Misery Mire, so that's good. At least there's something we can eliminate because that flute's sitting there in the library.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, obviously can't be on pedestal now because of that flute as well. So,
yep.
Those are some things you can write off. But yeah, I mean, we're just gonna wait until they show up. Scarlet has the book, can get into desert now, but yeah, I wonder how what route this is gonna be. They're gonna get that fire rod, which is good.
Yeah, she might route this up to the village outcasts and take the do the Smith's chain from there. Might dip into Thieves Town while she's at it, because... well, never mind. Oh, my God.
Okay, well...
Wow. Okay,
the quick turnaround. Top life.
And really unfortunate... really unfortunate Scarlet not finishing up the Smith, going up to the Smith chain, is going to follow that book into desert, is going to find out she needs boots. Will not be able to get them until she does the Smith chain and gets that hook shot. How often do we have a seed where you just don't even need to touch these? Like, Toplife's not going to go into Thieves Town.
Well, I mean, Scarlet's trying to not even do Village of Outcasts at all, so...
Yeah, well, she's got to do at least a little bit of it. I guess it depends on whether you consider the Smiths and Village. I guess they're kind of more Kakariko, but...
Yeah, right now, Toplife looking good to take this at this point. There's still plenty left. We still have a few more dungeons to go, but, you know, until Scarlet heads to Smith Chain, and boy, we've seen a lot of races come down to players skipping Smith Chain.
Yeah, it happens. Well, it's always the bad locations, and that's definitely one of those bad locations. Now, Toplife still is behind a pod, so Scarlet has a little bit of time to play with here if she can get back to that Smith Chain after finding out that desert is boots locked.
Here come the $50. The realization.
And save and quit.
The save and quit.
Toplife looks like he's gonna go get that flute.
Yeah, I wonder why. I don't think it's fast.
I don't think it's... I think it might at best break even.
I mean...
You gotta pick it up, you gotta activate it.
You also... I mean, I guess arguably it might be faster because, you know, you have to go all the way to pod and all the way to desert again.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and you can, you know, go through the Mire area to mirror into desert and save time there. So, yeah, actually, I changed mine. This is faster. But maybe just by a wee bit.
Yeah, it's not a lot faster if it is. It's definitely not something you time every day, so...
Right.
I mean, there are a lot of things that people have timed in this game, but I don't think anyone's sat down to say, okay, so if that flute is on exactly this location, and you have boots at this exact time, is it faster to pick it up when you don't need it for Mire?
Now, I don't know about going back into the Dark World to then mirror here, to then go back to the Dark World to go do Skull. When you have the mitts to go into that portal, so...
Yeah, well, Toplife activating that flute, Scarlet is going to go do Skull Wedge, which actually makes a lot of sense, because having just gotten that Fire Rod.
Well, Tracy, who'd have thought Canis Samaria off of Uncle would lead to a non-required Myron T-Rock. Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thought? Now, if I am these runners, I typically am not a right side GT router, but that Canis Samaria is still a little bit suspicious. I think I'd go for the right side GT.
Maybe
GT
a wee bit suspicious.
Yeah. I have found in my play that it is not uncommon for the otherwise unrequired on-path Canis Samaria to mean that your big key is sitting there in that compass room.
Yeah, but there's big key's never right side. It's just not.
You see that hard hat Beal just walked right into the spike.
When you gotta
he
go,
probably
you
got
gotta
hit, but it just
Well, I'm assuming he walked into the bumper and got popped into it.
probably.
They wouldn't die from just touching it. That'd be hilarious, though. But
Scarlet finishing up with a good moth fight. Always nice to have that tempered sword for Mothula.
yeah, this temper sword has made all the combat. I mean, aside from Cold Stare, which is always a question mark. The remaining all the combat in this game is going to be pretty easy. We did see like some good, almost. I don't know if we got an actual 0-cycle Argus from Topplife, but a half 0-cycle with the quick hook shot, hook speed shenanigans on the Argy, the puffs. Nice spin. Good old tempered sword spin on Moth. I love it.
Not exactly. I actually don't think his tempered sword spins work on Moth because the whole gold sword issue.
Yeah, they sure don't. It went right through him.
There's that happy Yoshi again.
Well, the nice thing about this is now Topplife can just mirror and flute to either desert to finish that, or flute to pod, finish that, and
it does not matter what order.
And the big key, I think, was in the turtle room and pod, so it's still probably gonna lose a little bit of time clearing the front of pod.
Yeah, pod's a weird pod. Actually, Myra's like this too, but we don't care because we're not going there. Pod is that weird dungeon where.
What do you mean? Toplife's going there right now.
He's gonna skip it. But yeah, the how go-modable a dungeon it is really depends on where that big key is, and sometimes that big key shows up right away, and we just go straight to the back, and other times it hides in the dark maze, and we get to it at the very end. And Scarlet gonna go into Thieves Town.
Yeah, this is unfortunate.
Probably only gonna do the front 4 at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I mean, her checks are not great. With the Smith chain.
No.
Yeah.
That's the problem with a seed like this,
Swamp,
where, I'm sure they were not wanting to see Mitts immediately as soon as they got into the Dark World, because it opens up so much of the game.
Really
when you only need a couple more items, like, it's tough. But then again, we had so many items show up pretty early.
Yep. I do think she'll at least avoid Dark Death Mountain, because it's just not enticing to go up there without the hook shot. Mm-hmm. You just got those 2 items in Super Bunny, and heck, maybe you can do Spike Cave, and that's really it. And oh, by the way, maybe you can get into Turtle Rock, where you don't really want to go to if you don't have to. Okay, Scarlet is leaving, so that's good. Not gonna do the rest of Thieves Town. He doesn't know it, but there's literally nothing that could be there.
Yeah. And Scarlet still needs to turn in the Smith to get to the hook shot, and then go straight to Swamp Palace to find the boots in the back for her go mode. But Topplife is about to get his 6th crystal and only has to head over to pod and clear a little bit of that. Not all of it, but a little bit of it. The thing is, when you don't have a fire rod and you have a pendant Thieves Town, like, your thought is, I want to skip all of Village of Outcast and Smith and just never have to go there. So when your progression is there, it's like,
okay, there.
Especially because you'll do Village of Outcast before you touch the Smith. And that's the thing is, if
maybe she'll skip Purple Chest.
If she had kept going up that route, because she did go from Swamp Portal up towards K45, got the fire rod, and then double backed.
Yeah, she might have kept going all the way to the Smiths if the fire rod hadn't shown up.
Yeah. Which is arguably like a pretty quick route if you're going to do the Smith chain, if you have mitts to do it from the swamp portal for your first time into Village of Outcast.
If she's going to get that hook shot, is she going to foul it right away, or is she going to drag that purple chest is the question.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, is like, still needs to find the boots somewhere. We know where it is, she doesn't, so probably gonna check a few extra things along the way.
It's the hook shot. And, okay, save and quit. This is probably straight to swamp, which will be good. Unfortunately, still a couple dungeons behind. No, I guess one dungeon behind, but Top Life is fast going through pod. And hopefully she doesn't go left side first. I still say go -1, you always do the back, but yeah, there are those that like to get that small time save, doing that left side first.
Well, I mean, Top Life's going to be out of pod by the time Scarlet probably gets to Desert, maybe? And
I think so.
You know, for her, like, it's routing-wise, you know, she's just going to go straight there. She doesn't... There's not going to be any flute pickup for Scarlet, obviously.
No, there's no way Scarlet saves time.
With how this route is working out for her, so... it worked out really well for Top Life.
Yeah, she just runs over to Desert. There's absolutely no reason for that flute pickup.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. I mean, she still has to check, you know, the swamp is still pretty slow with, you know, having to flood the front, and then, you know, checking the bomb chest here on the left, checking the one south of the big chest.
Yep. I think this was the big key, so she does get the big chest.
And then, yeah, without the flute and being able to mirror just, like, right in front of... Well, I guess it doesn't really matter, because you still have to go in and get the big key out of Desert anyway. I'm just curious to see how far apart these two are going to be heading into GT. I mean, this could still potentially come down to a GT route difference. Maybe. That's pushing it, I'd say.
Okay. Looks like Top Life's about to get his big key, which lets him... There it is. Means he'll just go back through a harmless hellway and walk back there. Going through harmless hellway. Yeah, the not so harmless way, but it still gets you there.
Oh, interesting. Scarlet skipping those two chests and going straight to the back. Which is...
I like the skip of the compass chest. The big chest is right there.
Big chest, yeah, big chest is weird. I don't understand that.
Strange one. Maybe she doesn't realize... I mean, so how often do you get the big key that early? You don't.
I don't know. I feel like when you're looking for an item still, you probably very aware of what you're picking up.
Yeah, I would think so. But that skipping the big chest was very weird. It's right there. Gets the boots. Not gonna check anything else. Nor should she.
About 12-minute difference in go modes, it seems. I think Top Life got it around like 50 minutes.
That's about right.
About to fight Argus, and then just has to run over to Desert. But yeah, Top Life gonna be pretty well in the lead heading into GT at this point. But we've seen crazier things happen at the end of these seeds, so you know, I'm not calling it yet.
Yeah, we are relatively low health. We haven't been picking up those heart pieces and heart containers. And I would point out, the low health in this case, since we never got to the point of getting green 20s on our heart pieces and heart containers, has nothing to do with hard mode. Of course, green mail, of course, is a hard mode thing. And we haven't even seen a whole lot of green 20s, although I guess we could have gotten a sword or a silvers in one of those.
I'm sorry, did Top Life open up with a bomb?
He did.
Strat. Interesting. I mean,
I hear bombs actually work.
Well, it's not that. I'm just like, what is the equivalent exchange between bombs and a hammer hit? Or like, how many hammer hits is one bomb? Because it's 5 bombs to break the mass.
Right. And 17 hammer hits, which is such a strange number.
It's very strange. Bomb is 4 hits. Thank you, chat. I mean...
But in terms of DPS, how much... I mean, if you could optimally do a bomb strat, I would wonder how much faster or slower it would be.
It'd be one thing if like hammer and bombs are right next to each other in the menus for quick swapping, but... The other thing to point out is, Scarlet did pick up that blue potion and that green potion that you... oh, okay, Top Life. Utilizing that flute again to go pick up potions, so... That flute coming in real handy here.
I think he actually couldn't afford a 3rd blue potion, so that's fine to get the green one.
You'll allow it. All right. Well, Tracy, we're heading up to Ganon's Tower. We're looking for 22, hopefully not 22 chests to be opened. We're looking for a big key. There are quite a few chests coming up, and you were saying you were wanting that Samaria to actually play a part in the seed, other than pressing down switches and clipping through railings.
Yep, I'm calling it. I'm calling a key on that right side in that compass room.
Okay, but which chest?
Which chest? Well, whichever one he opens up 5th, because I always guess 5.
So tile room. Okay, got it. One on the right side. So tile room.
Oh yeah, so you're doing Hope Room 1, 2, and then go right past tile room into the compass room. I'm not going tile room.
I'd probably do the same thing. Like, oh man, gotta be right side. But, we still need to get keys and stuff. Top Life having to feel pretty dang good at this point. Top Life could even play it super safe and do like left to Stalfos room, mirror out, do right side, and then do full left kind of thing. But, it's this tournament. It's top 64.
He doesn't know that
you never rule out what your opponent has done.
Oh, for sure, and he doesn't know that he got to go mode so much sooner, and like he might be feeling bad that he couldn't go into pod the first time, and might feel behind. I think he'd be
feeling pretty dang good about not having a full clear pod.
Well, there's that too, but
just a little late on that last fire rod shot.
Sword spin will finish it out.
Yeah, that's gonna be Scarlet's 7th crystal.
Just under a mountain climb behind. Or just more, just over. Yeah, he's going right side first, which is pretty standard. We'll see what he does with whatever he finds here. It gets a small key, so can continue if he wants. Yeah, he's gonna do it.
Tile room? No, I'm just kidding.
Nice, not going tile room.
It's not gonna be tile room. And even if it was, neither of these runners are gonna do it. I mean, I'm sure Scarlet's feeling a little bit behind, but we're at 1 hour and 6 minutes. That's a pretty good time to be heading to DT.
Yeah, it's a very good time.
It would have been really interesting if neither player ended up getting that book, I guess. That's funny that the book ended up being useless, arguably.
Yeah, all it did was tell us that we were boots locked in.
That we need boots. Oh, there wow, it's right side.
And it was right side, and it was number 5. Let's go.
I've been made a fool.
But Top Life needs a small key, so he's going to run down the other side. Good catch, because that's a very painful realization when you get up the tower and you don't have a small key to continue. And actually, that would have tightened this up quite a bit.
Yeah, probably a little too excited about getting that big key. Definitely would have been fast to just go through that portal and get the one over there. But grabs the key, heading up. A little low on magic, but does have those 3 bottles. Low on hearts too, but
yeah, he might.
The story of the seed.
Yeah. Could do the bonk room, get the safety fairies and the magic refill there.
And Scarlet's not too far behind either. They also do have a bug net if you want to get super safe. Catch a fairy, save you from a death at some point.
There he just popped one of those bottles. So
here goes the one blue. Still have another blue and another green. Scarlet, I think, just has a blue and a green.
That sounds right. And Top Life with no extra safety items, so no blue cane, no cape.
Ooh, nice dash. Oh, Scarlet going
no
left
half
first.
magic. Hopefully this is a Dark Magician route, because otherwise she's going to be really late to that big key. Probably is, because you very rarely see someone just flat out go full left anymore.
Oh my god, sword beams are so bad.
Also, no powder for safety, so yeah, like we are definitely light on the safety items today. And Top Life did not keep that mushroom, so can't even fake powder. So it's gonna have to be careful.
Top Life having zero fun in this gauntlet so far.
Oh, no doubt. Okay. Scarlet heading to the right now.
Has plenty of keys, so can just mirror out with that big key. Doesn't have to worry about picking up any extras.
I do wonder if Top Life will check anything at the top to see if any of those safeties show up.
I'd assume no. You don't need safeties when you have a blue potion on deck, right? Right. Maybe.
Hopefully, as long as he doesn't have to. Well, I mean, we're now to the part of the tower that's relatively safe, but he's not going to be able to powder anything. He's going to, right now he's got 5.5 hearts out of his total of 9. So yeah, I could definitely see the argument for checking things. But on the other hand, this has been a very quick seed, and you can't expect that your opponent is also not had a. You expect that your opponent's also done this very quickly and probably came with something more optimal. I would have grabbed that heart drop, but even that's kind of small.
I don't even remember. This feels like probably one of the faster seeds we've seen in
for sure.
At least brackets.
Yeah, we've seen some slow ones for sure.
We've seen some real snoozers.
Like the last one you and I called.
Oh my gosh! Don't even.
Yeah, that one.
I mean, it was exciting.
It was exciting.
But like, holy cow! It's just like everything's drawn out. Last location, this and that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of nice to see a real quick one. The only thing that would have made this quicker is if they had boots a lot earlier. All right, Top Life having to grab that small key. Nice setup there to
not
damage.
checking anything. Not checking anything.
Ooh, a little too low on that bomb throw. It gets stuck on the wall. Take a couple hearts from this blade trap. As Scarlet starts her gauntlet.
Not even grabbing the safety heart there. Just gonna grab the magic refill, which you want, absolutely.
You can see the nerves are setting in. Of course, like the gauntlet can be kind of you can get some unfavorable RNG in there, but like it's frustrating sometimes. All right, no Molder on 2 falls. That's good. Not checking any chests, just heading right in at 4.5 hearts. Does have a blue potion. Tempered sword. You gotta be feeling pretty good.
Yeah, just don't touch Ganon, you're fine.
Oh yeah, that was that red potion that Scarlet bought way early in the seed.
That's right. In one of the shops in, I want to say Village Outcast. It might have been Kakariko. It was definitely in that area.
Yeah, I think it was in Kakariko on the way towards... I don't remember. Checking Sick Kid, maybe? It was early. I think that's all I remember. Because it was like, but your Zora money.
Yeah. Well, she did manage to skip that area, so and never did do a mini Moldorm cave.
Yeah,
so
that's
shout outs to that. So one runner we had to see where one runner never touched Thieves Town, another runner never touched mini Moldorm cave or Zora. That doesn't happen every day.
Nope. And neither runner did. I don't know if you just said this, but neither runner did Dark Death Mountain either.
No, that's true. I mean, Top Life went through Super Running. Scarlet might have as well, but did not pick up the chest. There's no reason at that point.
No. All right, not the greatest. Honestly, not the greatest execution going up the gauntlet or at Aga 2. So let's see if Top Life can turn it around and give us a nice clean 1-1 on Ganon.
Already down to only 3 hearts, which is pretty scary. Most attacks will do at least 4 hearts of damage. I think the what is it? The fire bats at the end that only do the 2?
Yeah. I think the fire bats, or maybe even like, when Ganon is in phase 3 and he stomps and sends fire bats in his circular pen, I think those only do 2 hearts as well. Ooh. Blue potion.
Okay.
Does still have the green, so not worried about magic, though. I don't think you'd be worried about magic either way when you have a Tempered Sword to deal with phase 4.
And a lamp to get the torch glitch.
Mm-hmm. All right, one more strike, and we'll be into phase 4, and Top Life will be even closer to taking this game 3 and moving on to top 32. Gets the first spin in, gets the torch glitch with lamp spam, and just I believe just 11 more of those. A little early on that fire rod shot. God, carefully. That's the thing, is you mess up once and you're like, oh, I gotta make up time and not mess up, and then all of a sudden you're stopping Ganon while he's sitting on your head.
Actually, that's a good way to take a Ganon fall too, which would make this a lot closer.
Man, the timing is just not working out at all for Top Life here. Fortunately, Top Life has a good chunk of time.
He's got time. He's got plenty of magic. He's still got that green potion. Yeah, it just doesn't seem to be in a good rhythm, which can happen on this fight. But there it is. Finishes it off anyway.
Top Life going to be entering the Triforce room as Scarlet drops into the fight. Close race. Top Life is going to come out on top.
Yeah, and I see those GGs in chat. We have Top Life finishing up with an official race time of 1:15:09. The GGs to Top Life, moving on into the round of 32. And it looks like Scarlet taking a death at this point. She's not going to finish. I don't blame her.
I was worried that was going to happen on Top Life side because Ganon was kind of hovering.
Mm-hmm,
it did the exact same move at the beginning, but Top Life somehow avoided that Ganon hug. But yeah, GG's to Scarlet. Great showing in the tournament.
Absolutely. And we do have Top Life joining us. GG's Top Life.
Giddy.
So, money an issue. Were you planning on going to Pod and then just didn't have the money for it, and so you got that book at Catfish instead?
I was looking at the money. Shall I go to K45, stump it, and then do the bomb in case I get some money on the way?
Mm-hmm.
Then I just let's just gamble, and if I don't have the money, I'll go to Catfish, which didn't help my cause at all. That book was kind of annoying.
Yeah. I mean, you got a book to tell you that you needed your boots anyway. That that would have also unlocked that area because loot on library.
Oh yeah, it was really good until Desert was bits locked. Then it didn't feel that good anymore.
Yeah, how much did your heart sink when you saw the 50 rupees pop up in Desert?
Well,
you hate to see it.
Yeah, kinda.
But fortunately, you just. I mean, you went to Swamp pretty much right after that, I think?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that was more like, I'm not going to do left side Swamp anyways, no matter what, so I might as well just do Swamp immediately, and hopefully I can gain some time back in Pod, because I guess Scarlet would go Pod sooner, unless she also did Zora and was out of
she not only skipped Zora, she skipped Mini Moldorm Cave. She didn't do any of that whole chain of stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty brave when you know something more or less is on the mountain, but it could be locked behind a hammer, so it's kind of brave to skip out a minimal on there.
Yeah, also
but I was kind of just expected the Moon Pearl to be up there and then kill Hagen.
Yeah, it feels like it's up there a lot. It feels like no matter where you end your search, that's where it's going to be. It's always one of the last checks.
Yeah, I was kind of, when I was going up there, I was thinking, do I want to do Agina before doing Aghanim or not? I'm glad I didn't have to do that choice. It's really gutsy to skip Agina in that scenario without Moon Pearl, but
yeah, we saw that on Scarlet's side before before she went to Eastern. So
yeah, she went Dam to Agena, then to Eastern, and then up the mountain. So never got back to that mini Moldorm.
I'd say overall, I mean, even like after Swamp, you're routing back up to get the flute, activating it, and then doing Skullwoods, and just, you know, being able to also use that flute to go buy potions, which ended up being very, very helpful for you towards the end of the game.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that. I kind of, if I was going to buy potions, yes, that's the better route, but I wasn't sure if I had the time to do that or not. Then I think it's probably time loss to get the fruit, so I wasn't sure what I was doing. I just last minute let's.
I think it worked out just because of how out of the way Desert and Pod are. You know, being able to use the Mire portal to get to the back of Desert faster, and getting to go straight to Flute 5 to go to Pod, and then, you know, if you didn't have that flute, would you have found your way over to the Witch's Hut to buy potions before heading up?
No, that's kind of the main reason why. Yeah, I can buy potions if I do.
Trying to route potions in. Trying to route potions in without a flute or a reason to go there, like turning in a mushroom. That's awful.
Yeah, I was a little bit on the low zone safeties. I thought that if I didn't play potions, I needed to play safer in climb.
Yeah, no cape, no cane, no powder for refill. Like you had 3 bottles. That was your safeties.
Pretty much.
And 9 hearts out of the possible total of 14 is not a lot.
So you got the Game 3 win, and now you get to go face off against Illis. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that will be a lot easier to schedule. That's
well, that's always important.
Yeah, it's definitely a consideration.
That should be a good matchup. A lot of really good matchups coming up in top 32. A lot of good matchups here in the first round as well. So, GG's to you and good luck with that. I got nothing left for you, so just want to congratulate you on moving on. GG's to Scarlet as well for, you know, putting on a good race.
Yeah. If there's anything you'd like to add, go ahead.
Thank you for commentating, and thank you everybody for watching, and also thank you for Scarlet for putting up these wonderful matches against me. I had really fun, so.
All right. Well, we do have more action coming up today. A little sad that it's all kind of at the same time, but we have 2 races coming up at 5:40. Goomba versus Dante, which is a second round matchup, game 2. And Bentizi versus Error, which is a game 1 of a first round matchup, and then game 3 of Kappa versus Killer App will be at 6:10. It was on SpeedGaming, SpeedGaming 4, and SpeedGaming 5 respectively. So hopefully all tune in for that. A whole bunch more going on this weekend as we try to wrap up this round of 64 and still a handful at round of 32 matches in there as well. So hope you all will tune in for that. And of course, if you aren't already following the runners, please do so. We'll put that in chat there for y'all to just click on and click some buttons, and yeah. But I guess that's pretty much it for us. I'd like to thank our runners, Topplife and Scarlet, of course, putting on a good show. Kuhaish, we haven't shouted him out yet, and he is our tracker, doing that great job behind the scenes, our MVPs of the tournament. And Willard, as always, a pleasure. Thank you for joining me on commentary.
No problem. Let's do it again.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. And
Alrighty, everyone.
We'll see you all at 5.
See you in the next one. Later.